Good day, beautiful people. Good day. Now, this is what we've been waiting for. We're going to show you in this module how to swap Solana for Sosana. Now, I've got to give you this disclaimer. Sosana has not launched as I'm doing this particular recording. And so we're going to need to get the contract address. We're going to find that in the Telegram, the Sosana official Telegram room once we launch. So I'm doing this before we've launched. I'm going to use the old contract address that may not populate, okay? But I just want to walk you through the mechanics, all right? This is really a very simple process. We come to our Phantom wallet, and I'm already logged in. Okay, so we're in our Phantom wallet. And what we're going to want to do is click where it says swap. All right. So I'm going to click on Solana first off. All right. Because that's what I want to swap. And then I'm going to click where it says swap. Okay. So you already see. Now I want to make sure that I've got Solana right here. All right. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to click on Solana. So that's what I'm swapping from. And I'm going to want to swap to Sosana. Okay. Now, when we launch, they're going to post the contract address in the Sosana Telegram room. So I'm going to go to the Sosana Telegram room. All right. And what I did, this is the old address. All right. And I'm just going to simulate what we would be doing at launch. We would come and grab this address. Now, because this is the old address, it may not populate. Okay. All right. But what we would then do is we would simply click on this search thingy here. All right. And then we would then paste the contract address. All right. Okay. I figured this could happen. This is an old contract address, so it's not showing any results. When it's the new contract address, all right, you're going to see where it says Sosana, and we're just going to press the Sosana button there. And then what should happen is under our swap, the swap will have Solana here, and then Sosana right here. Okay. All right. Now, you would then put the amount that you want to swap. Then you're going to put the amount that you want to swap. Now, one of the things that Mark has shared with me is that at launch, there's going to be a lot of people trying to get in, to get the lowest price that they possibly can, right? And so there's going to be a lot of buy pressure initially. If you're doing a larger amount, I'm only showing $127 or so in this particular wallet. But if you were trying to buy a few thousands of dollars worth, you may have to do multiple swaps. Okay. So pay attention. For instance, when I click on here, I've got 0.67 SOL. Okay. Pay attention to what this amount is in US dollar terms. Okay. Because you might have to reduce it. So let's say again, if you had $5,000 you were going to do, you might want to scale in and do $1,000, 5 times or what have you. Okay. All right. So now, so what I just did is right here is the amount of SOL. If I click on these arrows here, it'll give it to me denominated in US dollars. See that? There's the SOL. There's the US dollars. Okay. All right. Now, the other thing that's very important is at launch, we want to account for the fact that the prices could be moving very swiftly because of all this buy pressure. So there's something in the marketplace called slippage. And what slippage is when you go to purchase the asset or to swap for the asset, there could be a movement in price that would be more than what the normal average slippage is. So what we want to do is we want to account for that. So let's say we would come up here, in the top right-hand corner here, we would left click, and right now slippage is on auto. I don't want it on auto. Not when we are launching. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to make it custom. Okay. Now, Mark suggested a minimum of 10% slippage. What does that mean? Let's say that when I go to swap, nice round numbers, it's going for a penny. Okay. Um, Slippage would say, okay, I may not get it for a penny. I want to get it though. All right. So I'm willing to get it for 1.1 pennies. Okay. That would be 10%. Now I'm going to up mine. I'm going to do 20%. All right. You do what you want. But because I'm going to be there at the day of launch, I may be able to get it for a penny. I may be able to get it for less than a penny. I might get it for a nickel. I don't know. Okay. Even if it was a nickel, all right, if I were to do a 20% slippage, 20% of 50 cents is a dime. That means it would get me in at 60 cents. I'd rather go on and get in at 60 cents than to not get in at all. And by the time I find out I didn't get in, I was asking Mark about this, and he says, if it doesn't go through because your slippage wasn't high enough, that could waste some valuable seconds. All right. So I want to get in. So I'm going to do 20%. If you want to do 10%, that's on you. If you want to do higher, that's on you. I'm going to do 20%. Okay. And then I would simply apply right here. All right. So what did we just do? What we just did is we programmed the system that we're willing to take on some slippage. Let's go back to my penny example. Okay. So if I was swapping and the price was a penny, what I'm telling the system is I'm willing to get it for 1.2 pennies. Okay. I think, especially very early on, even a 20%, maybe even a 30% slippage could be better for us than us not having any slippage at all and not being able to get into the market. So we definitely want to set a higher slippage than what the auto is. Okay. All right. And so let me tell you what I would do. Let's say I'm scaling in. Let's say I've got $5,000 and I'm doing $1,000 each time. Each time before I go back in, I would just want to check to make sure I've got my slippage. As you can see here, the beautiful part is it's right here. Now, if I were to click swap now, then I'd be able to swap that token. And so I'll tell you what, let me see if I don't think I have any USDC in here. I don't. Okay, so I don't have any USDC in here. So let's just go on. Let's swap for some USDC. Not going to do that much. I definitely don't want to do that. I just wanted to bring up this right here. And let's say I did $5 worth. Okay. All right. So $5 worth, I should receive something like $4.96. Okay. I'm still, just for the purposes of this example, going to keep my slippage really high. And then I'm going to click swap now. And there you go. I swapped my SOL for USDC. And if we come up in our home there you see the USDC. Okay. So did you see how simple that was? All we did was I clicked on my Solana. I clicked on swap. I made sure that I was swapping from Solana. I made sure that I've got my slippage. Okay. I've got my slippage now set to 20%. Great. We don't have the Sosana. The old contract address didn't bring up the old Sosana. So we just did an example of, well, hey, what if I did USDC? I clicked on the amount of Solana here. And then this allows me to see what the dollar amount is. So if I now click this little arrow here. I can now denominate everything in US dollars if that's easier for you. And so if I was doing $5,000 as an example, if I had 5,000 in Solana, I could just come in here and say, there's 1,000. Obviously it says insufficient funds. Okay. There's 1,000. Obviously this is not going to show the right amount because I don't have 1,000 in there. And then I would go and I would swap. It's just that simple. So if you've got to do it a few times to scale all, in, I wanted to show you how you could do that in this training. Okay. All right. Let me just make sure I've got everything I wanted to cover here. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're in good shape. All right. We love each and every one of you. Let's transform this world together, starting with yours.